AOC in mid-season form. Remember when she said there's no surge at the border because children are not insurgents?
They want to say, what about the surge? Well, first of all, just gut check, stop. Anyone who's using the term surge around you,
gut check, stop.
Consciously is trying to invoke a militaristic frame.
A militaristic frame. Is trying to invoke a militaristic frame. She can sling it, can't she?
And that's a problem because this is not a surge.
It is not a surge. It is more of a...
These are children.
Oh, so therefore it's not a surge.
And they are not insurgents.
Ah, okay. And remember when she had difficulty trying to figure out what a garbage disposal was?
I am told this is a garbage disposal.
I am told. I don't know who told me. I can't reveal the identity, but a whistleblower told me that this is a garbage disposal.
I've never seen a garbage disposal.
I've never smelled a garbage disposal.
I never had one in any place I've ever lived.
I've never fondled one. But I hear that Hunter Biden
is terrifying. I don't know what to use it for.
I don't know whether or not it's alive. It appears to be motionless, but it might be playing possum. It is hard to say.
Or what its purpose is. Like food scraps?
Like food scraps?
This environmentally sound? I don't know.
But she does know how to resolve the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Because when she was asked, she gave this answer that one could only describe as incoherent.
What actions do you think can be taken to support movements towards peace, both between Israelis and Palestinians, as well as within the entire region, such as the Abraham Accords?
Okay, let's find out. What's your prescription for peace between the Israelis and the Palestinians, especially in light of all of these deals that were done near the end of the Trump administration with all these other Arab countries when John Kerry said, there'll never be a deal with the Arab states without any Palestinian buy-in. I've spoken to them, and they said they're not going to do any kind of deal like that. And in fact, they did a bunch of deals. So what is your prescription, AOC?
Yeah, so... You know, earlier just now, you and I were talking about the what and the how.
Yes.
And I think that when we talk about establishing peace, centering people's humanities, protecting people's rights, it's not just about the what and the end goal, which often gets a lot of focus. But I actually think it's much more about the how.
Isn't that what he just asked you? How do we do this?
And the way that we are coming together and how we interpret that what and how we act in the actions that we take to get to that what. And
how we interpret that what and the actions that we take to get to that what. What?
I think it's much more about the how and the way that we are coming together and how we interpret that what and how we act in the actions that we take to get to that what. And
so it's all about the what and the actions that it requires for the how to become a what, unless you're concerned about whether or not the how is going to be a what not, in which case you don't want the how. Who's on first?
So what this really is about is that it's a question more than anything else about process.
Oh, okay. So what this is about more than anything else is not about the why or not about the what. It's about the process.
And so we really need to make sure that that we are valuing a process.
Make sure that we are valuing the process. The process now. It's got to be valued.
Where all parties are respected and have, a lot of
whats and hows.
Equal opportunity to really make sure that we are negotiating good faith, etc.
I wish you wouldn't say I want to hear what the etc. parts are. Don't leave those out.
Opportunity to really make sure that we are negotiating good faith, etc.
etc.
That being said, I think
that being said, That being said, now if that's clear, then I got to make another point.
That there's just this one
Now that we've established that, now that I've nailed that down,
opportunity to really make sure that we are negotiating good faith, etc. That being said, I think that there's just this one central issue.
There's just this one central issue. We're not talking about peripheral issues, just one central issue. And that is
of settlements. Because if the what that has been decided on is to stay, then the action.
If the what has been decided on to stay, then the what?
Is to stay, then the action of settlements is it's not the how to get to that what.
Where's that garbage disposal when you need it?
And so, I think that that's a central thing that we need to make sure that we center and that we value.
It's a central thing to make sure that we center. We got to center the thing that's.
We center and that we value Jewish and rather we value Israeli.
Jewish, rather. Could you hit me again with that one, because I got a little confused.
We value Jewish and rather we value Israeli. We value the safety and the human rights of Israelis. We value the safety and the human rights of Palestinians in that process that is similar and that on equal footing. And so all of that is extremely important in that process.
I was born here, and I was raised here, and dadgummit, I'm going to die here. And no sidewinding, bushwhacking, hornswoggling, crocker is going to roll my biscuit cutter.
Now, who can argue with that?
I am told this is a garbage disposal. I've never seen a garbage disposal. I never had one in any place I've ever lived. It is terrifying. I don't know what to use it for or what its purpose is. Like food scraps? Like, is this environmentally sound? I don't know.
She is in mid-season form. Now, we come back, we're going to talk about the testimony of the chief medical examiner. He is the one to perform the autopsy on George Floyd. Meanwhile, this Black Lives Matter activist has sounded a warning.
If George Floyd's murderer is not sentenced, just know that all hell is going to break loose. Don't be surprised when buildings are on fire.
The food scraps are going to hit the garbage disposal.
If George Floyd's murderer is not sentenced, just know that all hell is going to break loose. Don't be surprised when buildings are on fire.